Hi, my name is Jennifer Keller, and I am really excited to attend my first REACH conference for Vital Smarts. I have been a certified Crucial Conversations trainer for just over a year now, and I absolutely love it. And I am so excited to talk to you about my big idea, so excited that I actually have two that I'm going to try and share with you in this 10-minute time frame. But first, let me introduce myself and give you a little personal information. I'm a certified Vital Smarts trainer in both Crucial Conversations and Crucial Confrontations. I actually have silver status now for primarily Crucial Conversations. And like I said, I've been doing it just over a year now. I absolutely love it. I work for an organization called WIPFLEE. That's right, it's hard to spell, hard to pronounce. It is a public accounting firm in the Midwest. And I've been with them just about almost 2 years now, so really excited to have the opportunity to train Vital Smarts products through them. I am also, on a personal note, married to a pastor of a church, and so as you may imagine, there are lots of opportunities for me to share stories that relate to Crucial Conversations. So much so that I actually applied for the Vital Smarts grant program and was accepted and able to teach a group of pastors for a nonprofit grant, thanks to Vital Smarts, teach a group of pastors, and it was very excited about that. So let me tell you now about my two big ideas. So the first big idea that we do for our organization, and this is all going to be related to how to make the learning stick. It's the whole concept of not being a Benny. We take that very seriously. We don't want our participants to be a Benny. And so there's a couple things that we do that we think really helps them make the learning stick, and I want to share those with you. First is around the acid test. Now, what we do for the acid test is at the end of the training, and of course we use that as the example throughout the training course, and at the end of the workshop, on the post-evaluation, we have them at the top of the evaluation write their name and a date sometime in the near future that they are going to complete their acid test. Now here's the clinch. We don't give them their certificate until they have completed their acid test. So what we do is we have them write down the date, sometime within 6 months we ask them to do, and then I, as a facilitator, will go back to my desk and I will go through the evaluations and put in my Outlook task list the date, the name of the person and the date, and the follow-up. So I usually follow up about a week ahead of their self-appointed deadline. And what I do is send them an email and just say, hey, want to remind you that you chose this date for your acid test. Reminder, it's on page 11. Please, do you need any help? Would you like any help? Would you like to role play? And if so, reach out to me. Otherwise, if you have completed your acid test, please let me know and I will mail you your certificate. And it's amazing, the stories that I receive after sending out that email. And as you can see, I still have quite a few certificates sitting at my desk. Some people, not everybody responds. But I have to tell you, one time I got an email back from somebody who told me that he completed his acid test. Then I mailed his certificate on his way. Then he sent me, about a week later, a photo of his certificate that he had hung on his refrigerator in his office. So they really do value getting that certificate. We really put a lot of emphasis on that. And it's a way for us to say, you know what, this learning needs to stick beyond the walls of this training class. And we're really proud of the results that we see from that. So the second big idea that I want to share with you that I'm really excited about is a webinar series that we've implemented here at our company. And this is a Crucial Conversations Update webinar. And we wanted to do something to continue the learning beyond the workshop. And so we had this idea of doing an update webinar. Well, originally we thought, well, let's do it once a quarter and we'll kind of just go over, you know, at a high level, maybe the model and talk about some skills and hit all the high points in an hour webinar. Well, as we got to brainstorming and inspired actually by a Vital Smarts webinar held last December called When Bad Relatives Happen to Good People, we took that inspiration and along with saying, you know, we really want this learning to continue to stick, and we decided to do different webinars and do them every other month. So every other month we hold an hour webinar, and we've tried to come up with some creative titles modeling after Vital Smart. So some of the titles we came up with, it's a new idea. In February we had Start with Heart, the right focus for your relationships. And it was all about around Valentine's Day, and we talked about both work and personal relationships. April, Learn to Look, is your bank account empty? And how you may go to silence and violence when your bank account is empty, so to speak, in terms of you're tired, your personal bank account that is. When you're tired or stressed, how it's so much easier to go to silence or violence. In June, Master My Stories, Are There Really Campfire Ghosts? That was just our creative way to put a spin on stories. And August, Refusing the Sucker's Choice, Who Said That? This is during our engagement survey. It's an anonymous survey on associate satisfaction. And so we wanted to do something around that, avoiding the sucker's choice. And then in October, we have State My Path, Can I Really Say That? And that's during our performance review time. And we thought it was really important to stress that you can say anything to your associates. And finally in December, going along with, again, the Vital Smarts theme, we have Make It Safe, The In-Laws Are Coming to Town. So those were our 6 webinars, and we're in process of those now. We have completed a couple of them and have gotten tremendous feedback on those. We do the same format for each webinar. So what we do is we start off by thanking them for not being a Benny, and we just remind them who Benny is from the training, and we thank them for their investment. And like I said, that's really important to us, that we focus on not being Bennies ourselves. And I think even as a facilitator, it helps me to keep the content fresh and continue to think of stories and examples and things like that. We then go over our Crucial Conversations model review, and we talk about specifically the part of the model that we're going to talk about in the webinar. And then we do a principle and skills review. So ahead of time of the webinar, we send them the topic and the pages of the workbook, the toolkit that they can reference, and we ask them to kind of skim through it ahead of time. And then we ask them to think of a story that they may have related to that topic. And then I also come up with a story, either a work or personal, or both, and we go through a story as well. And then we end with success, challenges, or questions. And that is a time really for an open forum. I actually co-facilitate these webinars, so we have the 2 different perspectives, and we each just are able to offer different things to the audience, and so we try to play off of each other as well. And that is at the ending time, the success, challenges, or questions. We leave a good portion of the webinar for that. Our webinars are about 40 people, and so it's a lot easier to be able to open it up for that, and we've been very pleased with the interactivity that we receive from that. So those are my 2 big ideas for making learning stick for Crucial Conversations. Like I said, I'm a huge believer in the content, and really think it's so important that students don't just leave the workshop and become a Benny, and that they don't just leave and not use the content, but we want to continue to keep it fresh. And we think by doing the acid test and then the ongoing webinars, we really feel that that contributes to making the learning stick. So I hope you'll consider this idea as a great big idea for presentation at the conference. It definitely could share a lot more. Thanks for your time, and I look forward to meeting you at the conference.